Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel Ballin. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for the support on my last video, the first video. I know I was a bit nervous and I got a lot of feedback from people saying that I was a bit like rigid and stuff, but I was really nervous for the first one, but the support was mad. I was getting messages from people I didn't think that would even watch it, messaging me saying like, "Rah, I really enjoyed it." I was getting calls from my friend telling me where I'd gone wrong, what I could do to improve, and that's the sort of support I want. I don't want people to shout it out because they're my friend. I want them to be able to tell me like, "Rah, you could do this better, and that's what I've got." So thank you guys so much, and yeah, I'm gonna keep this up, keep going, because this is a big thing for me, because obviously I want to be a sports journalist and hopefully be a presenter, and this is a big thing to help me get my name out there, and it's doing well so far. Nearly 500 views on the first one. I want to top that on this one. So yeah, thank you so much. So I'm back for my second video today. Today I'm going to do one that's a bit more personal, because the first video was a bit factual, just talking, reading stuff online and then reading it, relaying it to you guys. So I thought today I'll change it up and do something more personal. I decided to do a Q&A about me. Well, I kind of structured it around sport, so it isn't like personal questions, but you still get to know a bit about me. For you, those of you guys that don't know me too well, I know a lot of my friends will know the answer to these questions, but with the viewers I had about 500 views on the first one, which is really good, and I want you guys to be able to get to know me. So when you subscribe, it's not like you're subscribing to a news channel, you're subscribing to me, the person. I put a YOLO up on my Snapchat for all you guys that have me on Snapchat, and I got a decent amount of questions, more than I think I would get. So I'm gonna start from the beginning, which was, what age did you get into sport? So this question, I was kind of a late comer into sport in terms of playing at a competitive level. I always liked sport, I always used to play with my brothers in the garden and stuff, but they were a lot better than me. And even in primary school, I was playing from the beginning of primary school, but I was just really bad. I used to try and play football, but I was bad. I used to try tag rugby, but I wasn't very good. But I think it was like year 5 or 6 when I joined the team, my first team, which I stayed with throughout high school till the end. It was a I love that team, man. Luton Sporting Club was the name of the team. I stayed with them for about 6 years, and they helped me grow as a player. And yeah, so I got into football and other sports. As soon as I got into high school, I seemed to get myself into a lot of different teams. So I was in the basketball team, the rugby team. I used to do a lot of different sports in high school as well. And then in high school, it also kind of led me to coaching as well, where I did leadership, and I managed to be able to coach with Trishan Patel, who's a well-known coach around Luton and around the whole country at the moment. He's a really good coach, and he took me under his wing and allowed me to learn with him and pick up skills that I wouldn't be able to pick up anywhere else. So I'm appreciative of him, and it gave me an avenue to kind of something to pursue if journalism doesn't work out. Coaching is a thing I'm really interested in, because I've really enjoyed working with the kids, and yeah, it was really fun. So the next question I received was, when did you start aspiring to become a sports journalist? This one made me kind of think, because I can't really think of a pinpoint time where I started thinking like, "Rah, now is the time I want to be a sports journalist." But I think it must have been around year 6. I think it was a time where I was realising that I love football more than anything else, but I'm not good enough to make it professionally. But I want to be in the profession. So I was thinking, what could I do? And at this point, I was really good at English. Well, I stayed consistent, and I still think I'm quite good at English, but at that point, like, I was top of the class in English and everything. So I was thinking, what could I do? And writing about sport, all the creative writing we used to do, I used to always write about football. So I think my auntie or someone told me, like, why don't you do sports journalism? And I think that just stuck. And throughout high school, I got to realise that, okay, cool, professional football is not going to happen for me. So there's another avenue I could pursue. And if you look at all the top sports journalists, they still meet all the players, they still get to go to all the matches and get match day access and stuff like that. So I was thinking, like, cool, this is something I could get into that could get me to the top places, meeting the top people while doing something I really enjoy. But I only started taking it really seriously in, I think it was year 10 that I started my blog. And from there, that, like, I would say, not blew up, but I was getting a good over 1,000 views on every blog, which was like, raw. It was big for me. And that kind of thing cemented it, like, yeah, this is something I want to do, because I'm writing, but it doesn't seem like a chore, it's more of an enjoyment. The next question I got asked was, do I think footballers are overpaid? This is a very topical and controversial question, because I know a lot of people that are not really like looking too far into football would say that, yeah, they're overpaid. Why do they get paid more than doctors and this and that? And at a point I was thinking like, yeah, that's true, because theoretically they're kicking the ball around the field for 90 minutes is the saying that people say. But if you look at the background and the outside of football, there's a lot more that goes into it than just kicking the ball around. And if you ask a footballer that question, I don't think any footballer asked to get paid that much. If you're good enough, you get offered the money, you know what I'm saying? And I know even these people that are saying they get overpaid, if you got offered that money, you're not saying no. Regardless of anything you can say, you're not saying no. So I don't think people can get at footballers too much for that. And look at football shown every week on Sky Sports in the UK, BT Sport in the UK. If you go outside the UK, every single country puts money into football. Look at all the businesses and business people put money into football. Look at Man City, for example. Their owners in Saudi can afford from other businesses to pump hundreds of millions into the club every year. And that's from outside. And the footballers are just getting their money off that. So you can't really get at footballers too much for getting the money, because there's other people that enjoy watching them pumping the money in. So personally, I don't think footballers overpay. Some of the contracts are a bit crazy. Like if you look at China and Igalo, for example, like they're offering him 400k a week. That's nuts. For a player he's okay, but he's not the best. And 400k a week for that? Nah, I don't think. Some of the contracts are a bit crazy, but overall, I don't think footballers are overpaid. The question I got asked, the first one outside of football, was who do you think is going to win the NBA if it comes back? See, I don't know if I'm educated enough to answer this question. And the Brooklyn Knicks all had to go and self-isolate when they found out that I like the NBA. I like watching games when I can, when I'm awake. I usually sometimes just watch the finals because that's like the hype point of the season. But this season I've been watching a bit more highlights, and I would say if I had to pick a team, other people might slate me for this, but it'd have to be the Lakers or the Bucks. From what I've seen, from what I've watched this season, like them two are like obviously the top of the Eastern and what's the other one? The other one, they're top of the standings, but they're like on top. Like even all the games I watched, they're dominating every other team. Like I don't see a team coming close to them and overtaking them and winning at this point in the season. But like any sport, anything could happen. Who knows what could happen, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. The next question I got asked was, what do I think should happen with the Football League this season? I don't know, is the honest answer. Who knows? No, I don't think anyone knows. I don't think even the Premier League people know what to do, because at the moment this coronavirus thing is just getting worse and worse, and they don't know when it's going to peak and start getting better. They don't know when they'll be able to have a time where they'll be able to get footballers in to actually play the game and stuff like that, because clubs are trying to like stay away. I know in the Bundesliga they've started training, clubs have started training again, but Premier League is still like everything's locked off. Football League, Championship, League 1, 2, everything's locked off. So I think if the thing starts to die down, they could start to squeeze in the games behind closed doors without any fans. I think fans is just locked off. Like there's no way they're going to be able to get fans in. But if they do games behind closed doors and double headers, maybe they'll be able to get that done. So the league's done and they can start getting into pre-season, or not pre-season, but preparing for next season, looking at players, selling players, buying players. So I don't know. I actually don't know. But if they can try and get the games done, that would be good. Even though I don't mind. I don't mind them ruling it null and void, because then Liverpool won't win. But if they do play it and Liverpool win, like it's only fair, because they do deserve to win. But I don't mind either way, to be fair. The next question I got asked was, what is the greatest sporting moment I've ever witnessed? I don't know if they meant like in person or like on TV or just ever seeing, but I haven't seen many in person. I only really go to football matches, and I don't really go to any I haven't been to any finals yet. Yes, Mum? Last year I watched the Cricket World Cup. I was thinking, right, rah, it's going to be dead. But I watched the final. I watched like the end of the final, and it came down to something called the Super Over, where they had, I think, 6 balls left. And it came down to New Zealand, and they needed 2 runs from 1 ball. And when they hit it, and I was thinking, right, they're going to get it. But then the fielder for England threw it back and they won in that second. I was thinking, shit, like the celebration was mad. even I was getting goosebumps. I was thinking like, boy, this is actually mad. I don't really watch cricket like that, but I kind of bashed it before, but it was really good to watch, and it was really interesting. And from there, I don't really watch, I wouldn't say I'm a cricket fan, but when there's a final and stuff, I watch it a bit more because it was interesting, not gonna lie.
Guthal's going to push for two. They've got to go. It's got throw's got to go to the keeper's end. He's got it. England have won the World Cup.
But apart from that, if I'm looking at football, I think when Man U won the Champions League, I think it was 2008 against Chelsea, and John Terry missed a penalty. Oh my goodness, I loved it. I was so happy. I think I cried that day. That's one of them that's up there. And 2 seasons ago, Man U vs PSG, I think I cried that day as well, because that was a mad game. That was a mad game. When Rashford scored that penalty, I was screaming. I think I got a video. If I got a video, I'll insert it, but that was mad. But those are the top 3 at the moment. But I hope to get to some like finals and stuff in the future, so hopefully I can think of better ones than that. Someone asked, is this the best England team we've ever had? I don't know about ever had, because obviously there was a team in 1966 that won the World Cup, but the team now is strong. Like, you can look at every position and think, rah, there's actually good competition. But I don't know, and I think it's good that Euros has been delayed a year, because there's a lot of players that will have a big season next year to try and get into the team. Look like Reece James has come out this season, but another big season in the Premier League could like put him in contention. The right back position in general, I personally think Wan-Bissaka should start, but I think a lot of other people say Trent, but Chelsea fans will say Reece James. But I think Wan-Bissaka is the best defensively, and he's starting to be able to get up the pitch, get assists and stuff like that. So if he has a big season next season, I think he could be the starting right back. But in terms of other positions as well, if you look at it, like Dean Henderson in goal, I think he should be the starting goalkeeper. I think, what else? I think it'll give it a chance for Rashford to have a full season playing on the left rather than playing striker, because I think he's the best. I think he should be starting on the left. And then obviously Kane's been injured. It'll give Kane a chance to come back. It'll give Tammy Abraham a chance to show people why he should be starting. Obviously in midfield, Henderson's been like a tank, but it'll give other midfielders that are like maybe not given the same, limelight to come out and show like, rah, I deserve a chance to come in this team. So I think it's a very strong team, and they'll put up a good fight for the Euros. I think England, if they're on job and Southgate picks the right team, they could win the Euros. Thank you guys for watching today. I look a bit different than early in the video. I just had to re-record this again because my head was a bit out of shot, but since I recorded this, I shaved my head on Insta Live just because why not, and my hairline's a bit madder than it was before, so I said, nah, let me wear a hat for this one. But thank you for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, share this around. The questions were really good in this video. They were better than I expected them to be, so I'm really happy for that. So come on guys, man, let's share this around, and subscribe if you haven't, because a lot of you have viewed, they've been watching the videos, but you haven't subscribed. So I was getting like 500 views on the last one, but only about 50 subscribers. If we can get to 100 after this video, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.